Hey everyone, welcome to episode 29 of Universe 7, a Dragon Ball podcast. I'm Nick.
I'm Mason.
And today we're going to be talking about episodes 28 and 102 of Dragon Ball Super. We're on time this week.
Yeah, dude. We're doing it on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon right now.
So maybe you guys can actually enjoy it on the times you're supposed to. Sorry.
Yeah, we're doing our jobs for a change. So thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week. And
that's it. Subscribe to our Patreon and we'll give you some perks. Not sure what they are yet.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We don't have a Patreon. I'm sorry.
I have some news.
What's the news, man?
It's not Dragon Ball news.
Give me it.
I am
a father.
Yes, but
I thought this was fill in the blanks.
I am the Atlanta Rocket League champion.
How does it feel, man?
It feels good to live probably 600 or 700 miles away from Atlanta and be the champion.
Were those guys sour when you beat them?
They don't know that we're not from there.
No, were they sour though? Regardless.
No. So it was a best of 13. So we had to win 7 games, or as they say in the biz, 7 matches.
I hate you.
To win the tournament.
Sure.
And we won the first, I think, 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, okay, we're going to be fine as long as we keep playing the way we're playing.
Fell apart.
Not really. We ended up dropping 2 and winning the championship round. We won it 7-2.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they were cool about it. They congratulated us on all that.
Good, man. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man. I got $50 out of it.
$50 and a lot of gray hair from stress from the whole season.
Yeah, because we started
was it worth the $50?
Yeah. We started the season 0-3, and we had to win every match after that just to make the playoffs.
That's cool, man.
So we were basically the 2007 Giants.
You did good. You beat the Patriots.
We did. We beat them in the semifinals. We beat the undefeated team in the semis, and then we beat the 2nd seed in the championships.
Remember in 2007 when I called it that the Giants were going to win?
So did Dan Patrick.
No, I called it at the last game of the year when they played the Giants at the last game. When I made a bet with Rich.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, don't worry, they're going to beat them in the Super Bowl. And they did.
Well, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I like Eli.
I do too, but I like history even better.
I would like history, like just like anything in history.
No, I don't want to see a 19.
Like you love the subject history more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I wanted to see a 19-0 team, which we could see this year.
Nah, not that.
I don't think we will, but we could.
The Cowboys, right?
Yes. The Miami Dolphins with Jay Cutler.
Yeah, man, they'll do it. I believe in them.
Yeah. Speaking of football, I'm going to the Bears-Broncos preseason game on Thursday. That'll be fun. And then on Saturday, we're playing a bunch of golf.
Yeah, man, we got a golf outing with our dad and our other brother, which you guys remember that he doesn't watch episodes of Dragon Ball and then comes on a podcast about Dragon Ball. Exciting news for me, I got a new driver today, and that's probably the most exciting thing that's happened to me in the past 2 months.
You're holding it right now.
Yeah, man, I love it. It's my baby. I used it today, and I was killing it, to say the least. So hopefully, because we're playing best ball on Saturday, hopefully we can do pretty well and beat all the rest of these scrubs that are going to be out there.
Are there prizes for winning?
I hope so. If there's not, I'm not playing.
I saw that there's a long drive contest, the closest to the pin and longest putt contest.
Fair enough.
So that's probably it. That's probably it.
That happens throughout the day.
Yeah, you probably get to hole number whatever.
Yeah, and then they'll track your drive or closest to the pin or whatever they'll do a par 3 if you're closest to the pin for sure.
Yeah.
So it should be fun. I'm actually really excited. And that's it for me, man. I'm still trucking along with my new job, which I love. It's been awesome so far, and I get my weekends.
Thank God.
Yeah, dude, it's been great, honestly. I don't feel this tired.
Yeah, let's keep doing this thing where we record on Sundays instead of Tuesdays.
Give it a shot. But that's it news-wise for me, man. How about anything else for you?
Nope. We got a little bit of feedback. We got a message from Brent.
Brent, what's up?
Sent me a link to a game.
What game?
Saiyan Frontier on iOS.
What is that?
So I thought it looked like a legit Dragon Ball game, but it turns out it's made by
Niantic.
It's made
Dragon
the
Ball
same
Go.
people who made Pokemon Go are now making Dragon Ball Go.
Oh, sick.
You just hunt Dragon Balls around.
It doesn't sound that fun.
No, it's not. It's basically Dragon Ball Online on your phone.
Oh, that's cool.
The MMO.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I downloaded it and I gave it a try, but I was at work, so I only played it for like, no joke, probably 10 seconds.
The only online MMO I play now is Star Wars: The Old Republic.
RuneScape.
Well, that is a given. Everybody still plays RuneScape.
Oh, Sevenscape?
Yeah. yeah. But that's cool, man. I might have to give that a shot, actually.
Yeah, we'll post a link to it. It's not an official Dragon Ball game, so if it gets taken down, don't be surprised, but it looks really cool. Even I logged in and it was like 3D models and all that kind of stuff.
Very cool.
So, yes, we saw that, Brent. That's awesome. Also, I got confirmation from Jeremy that he still listens to the podcast.
Cool, man. Thanks, man.
I forgot to text him back, which makes me a terrible human being, but he sent me a message saying, you could say I still listen.
Nice. Hell yeah. Thanks, Jeremy. You're the man.
Other than that, the only other thing that I have before we jump into the dub section is a statement from, what's his name? Let me pull it up here. I just had it up. From Damon Mills, who was the... How did he describe it? The voice matcher for Chris Ayers.
Sure.
So he actually put out a statement about what he did, so we know not whether or not, but we know what was going on during that arc. So I'm just going to read that really quick. For those of you who want to look at it, it's on my Twitter account, twitter.com/hi my name is Neck, or just at hi my name is Neck.
Yes.
Let me open it. Okay, there it is. All right, it says, I've been getting a lot of tweets and messages about this, so after getting the go-ahead, I wanted to address this. As many of you saw on the past 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Super, I was credited next to Chris Ayers as Frieza. Chris has been open about his recent health issues, and I was brought in to voice match some of his work while he recovered to meet broadcast deadlines. While it is a tremendous honor for me to step into this iconic role, it is still very much Chris's role, and I want to make that incredibly clear to all. Chris has put everything into Frieza and built him up to this earth-shattering, phenomenal performance. I'm only doing my best to emulate that for you guys during this circumstance. I want to thank both the teams at Funimation and Okrachan 5000 for their support during this, and most importantly, I want to send love and warm wishes to Chris during his recovery, and I'd like you all to do the same.
That's very cool, man. Good for him.
So he's not replacing him. They just brought him in to voice match
until
what he had already done until he can recover.
Right. As long as that takes, obviously. So, I mean, it's just going to be interim, pretty much.
So, he's not being replaced by any means. They just brought him in to, match up what he's already done. So
good for him for putting that message out. That was really nice.
Yeah, and Chris Sabat tweeted right after that they really didn't even use a lot of his stuff. It may have been in only that clip that I showed you.
Sure.
So, that's all the news I have before we jump into the episode. So, do you want to go ahead and do the dub section?
Yeah, man.
Okay, who's our sponsor this week?
Our sponsor this week is going to be Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay.
Dick's Sporting Goods is good at giving you stuff for sports that you play, if you want to buy it. Brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. They will give you some money off if you go there and just be like, hey, Universe 7 podcast. They don't do online coupons. So you have to go there and tell the tellers. The bank teller. No, the cashiers that the Universe 7 podcast sent you. And they'll give you, I can't remember the percentage, but I want to say it's like 48%.
That's
48% off your first purchase, no matter how big it is. Pretty good.
If it was like a $2,000 purchase.
Yeah, man, 48% off.
Nice.
That's
can
the
you
coupon
stack? Can you stack the coupons?
Yeah, if you want to bring in somebody else to do it.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
and then get
it for free.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think you could.
Yeah.
You'll have to ask your local Dick's Sporting Goods about that.
If they can stack and get 96% off.
Yeah, if you can stack them. That's something you'll have to bring up with them. That's something that I'm not 100% sure of.
Okay, we'll have to get a hold of them. I mean, they've been sending us gift after gift after gift, trying to get us to...
It's pretty amazing. That's how I got this new driver.
Yeah. So, thanks, Dix. We allowed you to sponsor us now, so let's go ahead and get in the dub section. Sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods. Okay, and we're back for the dub section. We're finally out of the movie stuff.
Yeah, man, we're into new stuff.
This is actually exciting.
Did you like the content? Was it good? Did you like it?
Did I like it?
Was it good?
Yeah, I
liked
liked it a lot.
I liked it, man.
Not a lot happened either, but it was still like I had my notes here. There was really 3 scenes in the entire episode.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah, man. It's just new stuff. We get new characters, and I don't know, it blends well together.
Yeah. Well, they're not really new. We've seen them a couple times now.
But like we actually get some dialogue with them.
We really got introduced to them here.
Yeah. Like we've seen them, yes, but that doesn't really count to me.
Yeah, so these people we're talking about obviously are Champa and Vados. We see them right when the episode opens, just traveling through space, which is weird. It's like a quick 5-second scene of them traveling, and they don't even say anything.
Yep.
I guess that's just
to let us know that they're on their way somewhere, which is real dumb, but whatever.
We don't trust these guys to know what's going.
They're traveling through space. I wonder how they got there.
Yeah.
Honestly, though.
They just crashed onto this planet. How in the world did they get there? I'm going to be thinking about that for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, man. That's how it works.
All right, yeah, so we'll just skip that. You see him traveling, but then we jump to Beerus's planet, and Vegeta and Goku are wearing their heavy suits, which Vegeta even says he's not sure how it's possible, but the weight that those suits put on them, or at least the resistance, is stronger than Bulma's newest state-of-the-art gravity chamber.
Pretty nuts, huh?
So, yeah, it's not just like wearing weighted clothing.
It's
like
magic,
Goku does.
obviously. It's got to be magic.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're doing one-fingered, one-handed,
like
stand-up
push-ups.
Yeah, like they're doing handstand push-ups
with one finger on one hand.
Finger on one hand.
Pretty insane.
And they have to do 50,000 of them.
Pretty good workout, probably.
Yeah,
wouldn't your finger just snap in half, right?
You think?
Like that doesn't seem like the most stable place in your body.
Oh, how dark would that be? Like they get to 49,999, and then Vegeta's like, "Oh no."
Why does that have to be Vegeta, dog?
Because he was the one that was struggling to do the 49,999.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, because Goku said, "Come on, Vegeta, you're not getting tired already, are you?" Or something like that. Sorry, I win.
Nah, dog.
Yeah, so they're doing push-ups, and Whis is just sitting there drinking tea.
Yeah, man, as we are as well. Not real tea.
Oh, yeah, we are,
It's brisk iced tea with lemonade in it. It's not real tea, but it is tea.
Is that all it is tea?
I think so. Iced tea with lemon flavor, sorry.
Oh, look at that. For some reason, I thought it was half and half.
No, it's lemon flavor.
Oh, that's a bummer. I mean, it's good. But...
Tastes great.
Yeah, we're drinking tea too, so we're basically Whis.
I wish, man. That sounds great.
Yeah. Whis is drinking tea while watching them do push-ups with their heavy suits, and then we see this chemtrail show up in the sky, and a big explosion off in the distance. And that is, if we didn't know before,
Champa
and Vados are traveling, and they've just arrived on the planet.
Who would have guessed that's where they were going, huh?
Yeah, in a pretty rude fashion.
Yeah, they're not... Well, Champa's a pretty rude guy.
Yeah. And even Whis is like, why do they always show up unannounced like this?
Pretty rough.
Yeah, so they show up, which wakes up Beerus from his nap.
He's real pissed.
And he's furious. He thinks that
it's Goku
and Vegeta, who... I guess if it was Champa and Vados, he would have forgiven them because...
They're gods.
He hasn't told them a million times that...
To stop waking him up.
Exactly. Yeah, so since it's apparently Goku and Vegeta that did this, Beerus is furious, and he starts shooting...
Ki blast.
Yeah, those little atom... What did we call them back in the...
Yeah, pretty much like giant atoms. Or little atoms he was throwing at them, pretty much.
Yeah, just shooting these crazy God of Destruction Ki blasts at Goku and Vegeta, and they're trying to run away, but they're wearing the heavy suits.
So it's a little more difficult.
Yeah, that's an understatement. It's funny to watch because they're moving really like clumsily and all that kind of stuff, and you expect them to get completely like blown away,
as they should, and they probably would if he was serious.
Yeah,
but he's not. He just acts like a hard ass.
Yeah. So from there we jump to Champa and Vados, who have landed in the forest, and they're assuming that Beerus is just being rude because they see him shooting a bunch of blasts off in the distance, and they assume that he's doing it because of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, he is. But
not directly that way.
He doesn't know that it was them and not Goku and Vegeta.
Yes. They're walking, right?
Yeah, on my notes I have... I have... They always just show up, which is what...
Pretty much.
We said. Beerus nap, Champa fat.
Yeah, I was going to say, Champa's real fat, so he's walking and he's sweating bullets. He can't even walk.
He's like panting hard too, which is crazy. Because like,
considering he could fight if he wanted to.
exactly, he's a destroyer god, which I'm sure by this point in the episode you guys could all tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a destroyer god, and he's just walking, and
He's a fatty.
even Vados is like, "You're fat, Lord Champa."
He's pretty good. Vados is great in this episode.
Yeah, it's what's her name? Caitlin Glass is the voice
Same
actress
as Bulma?
for. No,
Bulma's
Monica Ryle.
Right, sorry.
Yeah, she's the one who voices Vados.
Right.
Does an awesome job because in the Japanese one especially, she has just this twinge of like sarcasm.
Yeah.
That even in Japanese we can understand a word they're saying.
Yeah. But you can sense it just by the inflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to talk about some things that she said in other arcs, but that'd be really spoilery. So.
Yeah, we should wait, probably.
We'll wait till we get there.
Excuse me.
We'll wait till we get there in about a year.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, Champa's fat. He's really struggling to just walk up a path, and then they finally get to the gates of Beerus's kingdom, I guess you'd consider. It looks
Pretty
like
much,
a gate
yeah.
to like a castle.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting on the ground guzzling what looks like a 10-gallon jug of Mountain Dew.
Pretty much.
And Vado says, drinking those sugary drinks isn't going to help you at all.
Yeah, he's just like talking about how many he walked 1,000 miles. I've burned off the calories. So basically, it's like losing calories.
Yeah,
almost.
and then Vados looks into her staff and says, "You would have to skip dinner tonight and breakfast tomorrow just to break even with the calories you just drank." And Champa gets annoyed, and he's about to shoot a key blast at Beerus's door to let him know that he's there. And then right when he's about to do that, what is it, a key blast that comes out?
I don't know what that is.
So right when he's about to throw
Very
the
scary.
key blast, this giant, I'm going to just for the sake of...
A beam.
Yeah, we're just going to say a beam. A giant beam, yeah, we'll call it that, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Comes flying out of the gate, and Beerus flies out actually looking like a demon almost.
He's real mad, dude. I get it. I don't like being woken up either. It's not great.
Yeah, you woke me up when I got here.
That's not my fault that you were napping at 4 in the afternoon.
It's Sunday. That's what
Sunday.
you do on Sundays at 4 in the afternoon.
Not me. I'm out. I'm playing golf. I'm doing stuff. Sorry.
Yeah, so Beerus comes flying like a bat out of hell, and he doesn't knock Champa over. Champa's freaking out because he doesn't know what's going on.
Yes.
And Beerus still doesn't know that it's Champa and Vados. He's yelling, "Goku, Vegeta, I know you're out here hiding somewhere," and he's throwing ki blasts everywhere, and Champa yells at Beerus, and then Beerus turns around and throws a couple blasts at Champa. They almost hit him. It even like blackens up his face a little bit with some charred...
Some charcoal.
Yeah.
There's natural coal underneath that ground.
Yeah, it's like RuneScape.
Yeah, I think so. He's mining.
This episode has actually been sponsored by RuneScape.
It seems like it.
Yeah, so Champa stops Beerus from his rampage.
He's like, "Hey, man, what the hell?"
Yeah,
he like
just-
screams at him,
Yeah,
like
it's-
screams.
Yeah, like this giant like sonic boom, kind of like a
like Sindel from Mortal Kombat.
And at this point, Goku and Vegeta are hiding out there, and they don't know that Champa's there either because they think that scream is Beerus with
Like,
a different
is that a new attack? What the hell?
Yeah. But yeah, Champa stops him by doing that scream.
Beerus turns around and he's like looking at him, and he's like, "Who are you?" Which is pretty hilarious considering.
He has to be just trying to like rib him, right?
I think
Because Vados
depends
is
on
there.
how long.
Well, Vados is standing right there.
Depends on how long it's been. He might have gotten crazy fat into the session.
Beerus just saw Champa 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
Not
right.
even. In episode, he's seen him like 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Because they came across each other.
Yeah, he's got to be just joshing him.
Yeah. Because, Vados is standing right there.
Fair
And
enough.
he finally recognizes Champa when Vados hands him a rag to wipe his face. So there's that. And then we jump into our next scene, which is our last scene.
Pretty
It's gonna
much,
be a
yeah. We're
second-
there for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, like I have 3 scenes written down here. One of them is Champa and Vados flying, so that doesn't even count.
Tip right. It's 2 scenes.
Yeah, so from there we jump into a hall basically where they eat.
The dining hall.
Yeah, dining
The
hall.
Great Hall.
And Champa is once again guzzling down some giant drink.
This guy's a big boy.
Yeah, he is, and Goku and Vegeta notice that too. Cause,
He's like, he looks like Beerus if he ate another Beerus.
yeah, Vegeta points out, he goes, "Hey, doesn't he kind of look like Lord Beerus?" And Goku's like, "Yeah, he looks like if Beerus ate another Beerus."
It's pretty good.
And what is he? He asks Yeah, he asks
Vados, right?
Vados. No, he asks Champa
Yeah.
if he's stronger than Beerus.
Mm-hmm.
And Vados says, now isn't that a rude question to ask? It should be obvious based on their physique.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
And Champa was not too
He wasn't
thrilled
pumped.
about that.
But what's he gonna do? Be like, no, I'm stronger.
Yeah.
Like, it's just obviously not gonna be true.
Yeah, and Beerus is still pretty annoyed that they're there. You can tell
Yeah,
just by his facial
he's just
expressions.
pissed. He's like,
yeah, he's
"All right."
wondering, like, you woke me up, why are you even here? And he's only there to, I guess they have
Win
this
some
long-standing
weird competition.
Yeah, they have this long-running competition where they compete with each other's respective universes with food.
To see who has the most delicious food
Yeah.
in each universe.
Yep.
So,
And Champa's, I guess, entry? Yeah, we'll call it an entry.
yeah, his little entry into the competition
Is
is an egg.
yeah, like big eggs, like an ostrich,
Like a
an
hard-boiled
ostrich egg.
egg.
Yeah, and
Which seems pretty minute.
yeah, even I think it's Goku who says it. Like, it looks like a plain old egg.
No, that was Vegeta.
Was it Vegeta?
Well, when he was eating it.
I think Goku's like, yeah, it just looks like an egg.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, this is anything but ordinary. This is like just discovered, blah blah blah. So
It's delicious.
they give one to Beerus, and then Champa's like, oh, I'm nice. I'll give one to you guys as well, and he gives
Yeah.
one to Goku and Vegeta. And once they eat it, which Champa is thinking like, oh, it's gonna blow their socks off.
Yeah.
Vegeta, like you said,
It
he's
just
eating
tastes
it.
like a plain old egg.
Yeah, just a plain old
And
egg.
then Goku, being the simpleton he is,
He's got his giant happy face on, and he's
like,
wolfing
this
down.
is delicious.
And yeah, Champa thinks he's won, and then Beerus asks Whis to
Don't
whip it
just
out.
stand there. Mm-hmm. Show him what's up, you know? And yeah, they pull out the heavy hitter, which
Cup
is
ramen.
cup ramen.
And Champa's getting all high and mighty, thinking like, "Oh, what's the hourglass for? Because you need to cook it
Pour
for
the
60
sand
seconds."
on it.
Yeah, do you put the hourglass sand on top of it for seasoning, or
Yeah, and he
then-
laughs at his own joke, and it's pretty awful.
yeah? Once it's done, Goku and Vegeta are the first ones to like, "Oh, heck yeah!"
The real stuff's here.
And they start wolfing down on it, and Champa and Vados are looking at him like, "Huh."
We'll give it
And
a shot.
yeah, they decide to eat, and of course, you
I think
get the
it's funny
moment.
that they were eating with forks.
Were they?
Yeah.
I know Goku and Vegeta were
Were
using
chopsticks, and they gave them forks.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Not different universe. Maybe the chopsticks don't
Oh.
exist there.
They don't even... But, like, it seems like a pretty natural thing to use everywhere.
Yeah, you'd think.
Considering that's all Beerus was ever using anywhere else. It seems like.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, like, when he went to that planet, was he just eating with his hands? But no, there was that little
Chopsticks.
squishy ball that he was squeezing with the chopsticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might not have chopsticks in Universe
Only
6.
forks, huh?
Yeah. So I completely lost where I was.
Yeah, they both eat it.
Yeah,
and
and
then
you-
they're pumped. Like,
Well, you have that moment just like you do anytime really Beerus or Whis eats food.
and then their eyes pop, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is some good stuff."
And without even thinking, Champa is just wolfing the whole thing down.
And he kind of forgets that he's not supposed to act like it's any good.
Yeah, he's supposed to play it cool.
And he does not do that very well, considering.
Oh, it was perfect. He's wolfing it down. He drinks the broth like crazy fast, and then Beerus is like in the middle of him drinking. So how was it?
And he's like,
it was. I mean, it was fine. Nothing. It was,
And then he realizes that he kind of gave himself away, and he's like, "What kind of witchcraft is this?"
Yeah.
He gets like real upset about it.
and then from
Instant
there,
ramen.
yeah, they explain that it's instant ramen and it's from Earth, and
There's-
not only is it from Earth, it's one of like countless things
Too many to count. Yeah.
that you can eat on this planet that are insanely good. And of course, Champa, being the fat guy like me that he is,
Yeah, he's
was
like, "Hey."
instantly like, "Hey, find this place. We need to go there and get this food."
Yeah.
And
Well.
Vados is looking through her staff because
Yeah.
yeah, we should probably explain. I know you guys have seen it already. Vados looks basically like a female version of Whis.
Yes.
And there's a good reason for that.
We didn't explain that. Yeah, we hadn't explained yet that they're from a separate universe, Universe 6.
They haven't explained it in the episode to this point.
They
either.
did once already by this point in time. They didn't go into detail. This is when they go into detail where Vegeta's like,
Yeah,
"All
right after."
Yeah, he's like, "All right, you need to explain about this considering you've said Universe 6. Like, that seems to be weird considering we're in the universe,
Yeah,
you know?"
Well, I have it written down right after Cup Ramen.
Right.
universe explanation here.
Right.
Yeah, so they eat the cup ramen, and yeah, like you said, Champa asks where Earth is in this universe, and yeah, at this point, Vegeta's like, okay, what the heck is going on? Because apparently Goku didn't explain to anybody after his fight that there's multiple universes, and Whis takes the time to explain that there are 12 universes total. Each one has their own twin universe. They're not exact twins, but they're basically close enough to each other that you consider them twins.
About as close as Beerus and Champa are as twins.
Yeah, so they look really alike, and one of them's fat and the other one's in good shape, basically.
Yes, exactly.
So how it works is with the 12 in total, whatever universes you can put together to add up to the number 13 make twins. So 7 plus 6 is 13.
Yep. 1 plus 12, 13. Those are all pairs.
Yep. So each universe has its own twin, so there should be an Earth in Universe 6, which is what Champa is now wanting Vados to do.
And they find it.
They do. But the one thing that they kind of threw in, and even when I heard it, I was like, they just kind of dropped that like it was no big deal, was that Vados is having a hard time finding it, and Whis is like, oh, here, let me help you, sister. And there was no like, bum, bum, bum.
It was just a little casual
It was
thing.
very, just like, oh, here, come here, sister, let me help you out. And they just kept going, and then when I was about to actually ask you, I was going to say, did they already drop the fact that they're siblings?
Nope. That's just the first time.
Yeah, right when I was about to ask you is when Vegeta goes, wait, did he say sister? So they're brother and sister? And Goku has a really funny line, because once they find the Earth, they pull it up, and it's just... It's dead.
It's barren.
It's dead.
It's barren. It looks like Mars.
Pretty much.
Honestly.
And Goku goes, hey, Whis lady, that's not the Earth. That doesn't look like our Earth.
And he's right.
Yeah, he's right. It doesn't look like
Funny line, though.
And Whis tells Vados to look back in time to see what happened, and apparently there was some conflict, and the entire Earth was destroyed.
By some conflict or another, because humans are destructive.
Yeah, I think in the Japanese version, I'm pretty sure they said something along the lines of there's war.
Like a civil war or something between or just like a huge war that destroyed everything. Kind of how this Earth is going to end at some point in time.
In the next 20 years.
Yeah.
So that sucks. Now, and Beerus is loving it because that means Champa can't get any of the fine delicacies that him and Whis can get on a pretty regular basis.
And Beerus is pretty pumped. He laughs in their faces and says, it sucks to be you, pretty much.
Yeah, and for that point on my notes, I have R.I.P. Earth.
Pretty much. I mean, that's it.
And then we get some three pretty big... The last three sections I have here on my notes are pretty big.
Yeah, man.
Tournament, fight, and Super Dragon Balls.
Let's start with the tournament.
Start with the tournament, because,
let's start with the fight, because then it's tournament after.
No, we'll go in order.
The fight between...
Well, there's competition that bleeds up to the fight. So basically what happens is Champa now has this bright idea that he wants to have a contest.
To see if they could swap Earths.
Yeah, whoever wins this contest, if Champa says, if I win, I get your Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And Beerus wants to know what this contest is, and he says it's a fight. To which Beerus starts cracking up, thinking, oh yeah, like, you, the fat one, can beat me.
Right.
And Champa gets pretty pissed off at this, and then they end up fighting each other.
And while it's a pretty intense thing, where
it's very intense for only throwing, like, standing punches.
And it's just
not putting your weight into it
disintegrating things underneath.
Yeah, and of course Champa and Vados and Whis are fine, and Goku and Vegeta are like hiding up against the wall, trying to
die,
not be disintegrated. And right when it's about to reach them, Whis and Vados step in,
and they're like, "Hey, man, you gotta stop."
Which, like we said, it was in the nick of time. Otherwise, Goku and Vegeta would probably be dead.
Yes. 100%.
And then we have this little funny moment of Goku thinking, "Woo!" and he's about to take a step and walk back.
He's like, "No,
Kakarot, nope!" And then right when he steps on the disintegrated part of the floor, they
fall
right through,
which makes sense. And I don't know why Goku's so dumb.
Yeah, and Whis and Vados are reprimanding them for fighting each other.
You guys should know better, because
if you do this,
you're gonna destroy both universes, you idiots.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, well, Vegeta's like, they're talking about this so casually.
It is pretty nuts.
Champa and Beerus are trying to blame each other for, oh, he started it. They're acting like siblings.
Yes.
And Champa, which he was right, he's like, no, you started this because you wouldn't let me finish.
I want to have a competition between universes,
not between
their
each
fighters.
other.
Yes.
Yeah, so his idea is to have a tournament where they have the
5-on-5.
5-on-5. If you win, you keep fighting, and basically last captain standing wins. Basically the last...
Basically, if the one person sweeps them, you win. It doesn't go with just one fighter to one fighter.
Which is cool. I like that better than like a
one-on-one
type you thing. Win, so you move on to the next round. It's no, you win, you fight whoever is next.
Right.
And yeah, they agree to this after Goku and Vegeta... Well, mainly Vegeta. Because Goku's, of course, he's like, yeah, please.
Sounds good.
And it took Vegeta a little bit of thought to agree to it because the prize, and the reason why Champa wants to do this so bad is because it's Super Dragon Balls that are at stake, which are planet-sized Dragon Balls.
Which are how the Dragon Balls were made. They were little shavings off of these big Dragon Balls.
Which is insane.
Champa already has 6 of the 7.
Yep.
So they need to find one more, and they've got the full set, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, so the goal is, once you have that 7th ball, the tournament will be totally fine, and Vegeta and Goku think it'll be no big deal, because Bulma will be able to build a radar for it, of course, because it's Bulma.
Yeah.
Vegeta is a little hesitant, because if Beerus gets his hand on the Super Dragon Balls...
Who knows what he might do, considering he's a destroyer god.
And if Champa uses them, he's going to bring our Earth over to his universe.
Which really doesn't make... To me, it's like whatever. You're still living. You just move to another universe.
Yeah. I mean, for Goku and
Vegeta there's really no stakes.
Well, I think it's a little different, because is Vados going to train you guys?
It might.
Yeah. Well,
probably not, but... You never know.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I'm just saying, it's not the worst case scenario for them.
Yeah, it really isn't. It's more for Beerus than anything.
Yeah.
Heck, if this tournament ends up happening and they lose, Beerus will probably just destroy the Earth to spite him.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so the episode ends with them agreeing to the tournament, much to Vados and Whis'
dismay.
Yeah. Which is weird. I thought, I was like, it's not, like you said,
it's not that big a
deal. Stakes aren't that big, so
yeah.
Why are you guys bummed out about it? I guess because you're not going to be doing your jobs. But,
yeah, pretty much.
No. Supreme Kai hasn't been doing his job for millennia.
Fair enough. They don't know that, though.
So, yeah, that's the end of the episode. I really, 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 really liked it.
I liked it too, man. It was new stuff.
Animation was pretty solid throughout.
Animation was good. Voice acting was very good.
Yeah.
I really don't have one complaint about this episode except for...
What's your low?
Yeah, thanks. Honestly, I'm really trying to think hard about it. It would be... I really don't think I have a low. There's nothing like really that stands out as bad to me.
What's your high?
My high is the fact that the voice actors did a really good job. The new one, sorry.
Yeah, I was a little worried about Champa, but it's grown on me.
It turned out really well, actually.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know already, these voices have already been out for a while from Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Yeah. So we knew who was doing it and had a rough idea of how their voices
It's just such a limited dialogue that you can't really get a feel for it until this kind of stuff comes out, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was impressed. I think it went really well.
Yeah. My high is that we're out of the arcs where we're just rehashing old material.
That's actually my low. I wish we could go back.
You know what? Screw it. Let's just cover the Golden Frieza saga again.
I'm into it.
My low...
That's what I'm saying. It was just a really solid episode.
Yeah, I don't have a low. What are you going to remember this episode for?
The new characters, the new stuff, man. Getting some new content.
I mean, everything's new content.
No, I mean outside of the movies. Just getting new stuff finally. I think that like this marks brand new stuff.
But is there like a specific moment in this episode you're going to remember it for? Like when you think of this episode, what are you going to think of?
Probably the universe thing, obviously.
Yeah.
That's actually, like, it's hard to think of that, but when I remember watching the actual Japanese episode the first time, that's what I remember this episode for. Because now it's just like, I already know that, so I don't really think about it too much, you know? Yeah. So, I'd say that. I
mean, I'm going to remember it for the reveal of the Super Dragon Balls.
Honestly, I don't really care about that because I don't really see what else they could grant that they haven't already had wishes granted for. You know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, we brought back planets with them.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
so,
that,
there's not really stuff that they haven't done so far.
Yeah, but when you think about the name of the series, obviously,
I get it. I
will remember this for.
I'm
not saying it's like a huge, like, oh my god, this changes everything. It's
right.
like a...
That's what the show is.
It's like, hey, they said it.
No, that's the title of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll remember it for. If you had to rate it,
I think I'd give
how
it.
high are you gonna go?
I'd give it a nice 9.
Give it a 9. I'll give it an 8.8.
8.8
minus 0.8.
So an 8.
Yeah, I'll give it
an 8.
I'll give it an 8. Huh?
Why?
I mean, I reserve 9s for like really big episodes, I guess.
It developed the plot. It was really good content. No lows, new characters. I can't really think of a reason why I wouldn't at least give it a 9.
Why don't you give it a 10 then?
Because there wasn't like a ton of action or like a ton of like there was new stuff, but nothing that pushed the plot along. Like
I have something
crazy.
that ruins it for me.
What's that?
Those stupid punches they were throwing.
Whatever, man.
Yeah,
I don't really care about.
I found
that too
something.
much.
I found something to drag
That's
down
your low,
for
man.
me. That's my low.
All right.
You have anything else you want to add about the dub before we jump into some spoilers here?
Nah, man, I had a good time with this one.
All right. If you guys have anything you want to add, send us your high-lows. Tell us what you're going to remember this episode for. Like the show on Facebook. It's the Universe 7 podcast. Yeah, well, the whole show name. Universe 7, a Dragon Ball podcast. You can find us on Facebook. You can also email us, universe7pod@gmail.com. We're really, really active on both of those websites. Websites being...
Yes.
Yeah.
They got it. Yeah. They get it.
You guys got it. So yeah, thank you for listening. If you're not sticking around for spoilers, please rate the show and especially review it on iTunes. We really, really could use those. And share the show with your friends. Even if they, don't really follow Super, just, have them download it. Boost our numbers a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Make us feel good about ourselves.
I'm into it.
So,
spent a long time feeling poor about myself.
That's sad.
No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, we're going to jump into some spoilers. Like I said, thank you guys for listening. Do you have anything you want to say to our lovely listeners who aren't sticking around?
You guys are pretty cool, and keep coming back. That's it.
All right.
That's all I got for you.
All right, our sponsor for the spoiler section is going to be...
Thundercats.
Oh!
It's a good series. They're remaking it.
Are they really?
No.
Oh.
No,
Snarf.
I just watched
You watched The Matrix.
I did watch The Matrix, and that's a phenomenal movie. I watched the Thundercats intro about 3 days ago, and that's what brought that into my mind, and also that on your mouse.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Thundercats, good show, watch it. It's from the 80s.
No, it's not.
Late 80s, early 90s, yeah? It's very old.
Is it that old?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way it's that old.
I'm positive.
I'm not going to do this. I have such a bad habit of doing this. All right, let's go ahead and get into the spoiler section. Sponsored by...
Thundercats.
Oh! Okay, and we're back for the spoiler section. This episode was titled The Power of Love Explodes, Universe 2's Little Witch Warriors. Okay, what'd you think of this one?
It was good, man. It was good and bad.
Yeah, it felt very meta. You know how like it felt like the Arale episode.
Which one's that again?
It's the in the transition arc between.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It just felt very like
there.
Yeah, it was there, and it wasn't taking itself seriously.
Yes. I think that's what those characters are there for, though.
Yeah,
They're there to make fun of Sailor Moon.
Pretty much. I thought this was the worst episode of the tournament so far.
It has been. I like I said, I liked some elements. I didn't like the whole thing.
Yeah. Android 17
was by far the best part of this episode.
Yeah, if you didn't have 17, this would have been a real clunker of an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically, like you said, it was the Universe 2 Love Warriors.
It's basically the Pride Troopers, except...
It's the Love Troopers against 18, Goku.
Basically just 17.
And 17, but yeah, it's mainly 17, which, yeah, like we said, is the saving grace of the episode.
Thank God.
Yeah, so this episode starts out with Zeno going through his God pad and just...
seeing who's left.
Yeah, and he's like, oh no, there's not a ton of people left here. And we jump back to the fighting stage where Brienne de Chateau
And those other two freaks.
Sankaku and Suroas, probably butchering one or two of those at least.
At least all of them.
Want to transform, so they're
doing their Sailor Moon transition.
they're very vain.
Oh yeah, like, that's
Very
all about.
vain.
I mean, as you can see from their God of Destruction, like all about beauty, all about love, and all about
they
bluff.
reused that animation like 30 times this episode.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah, so they jumped up on top of one of the really big, big high up
To be the spectacle for
They
everyone
wanted-
to see.
Yeah, so they yell and get everybody's attention because they want everybody to see it.
And then they start transforming, and I don't want to linger on this too long because it's real gross to watch. I hate it.
It's basically a Sailor Moon transformation. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. You'll figure it out pretty
Basically,
quickly. Or you know what,
Just watch this episode. Yeah. But basically, right in the middle of it, there's a big key blast that comes and wrecks it pretty much.
Which is funny because that's why I think this felt very meta. Is because that's one thing that everybody says about Dragon Ball Z.
Why don't they do that?
Yeah, why don't they attack while they're transforming?
But 17 is like the first perfect person to do that.
Well, and he does it. Yeah, so this key blast comes out of nowhere, interrupts the transformation. The three girls are furious, and 17 walks up, and Goku's like, "Was that you? Because if so, that's not cool, man."
And he's like, "They were wide open. What's the problem?"
Yeah, yeah, I can hear his English VA saying that too. Like, yeah, they left themselves open. Is there a problem?
Honestly, and he's 17 is the only person that could do that. That's there because we've seen all the rest of those people just watch people transform before.
Yep, Vegeta was watching, Goku's watching, and even Toppo comes jumping out of nowhere and
He's like,
admonishes.
"Hey, what the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, he admonishes 17 for interrupting and says like
hate that guy,
proposes justice, and he's
No, that's justice.
I don't use this term very often. He was really white knighting it up.
Yeah, it's
he's
pretty
being
gross.
a white knight.
That's pretty gross.
It's like, let these women transform, blah blah blah, and then he did a pose and ran off. It was very comical how he ran off too. Like they were going out of their way to make this feel like a joke.
Are they trying to make him look like a ridiculous character? Because he is. He's nonsense.
I don't know, because if
Like,
they're
he's-
going to leave him there that long, I don't think they want him to be a joke because they want him to be taken seriously enough to be one of the end games.
But he's seriously not.
Oh yeah, especially after this, it's like, okay,
It's like,
I
come
can't.
on, man.
I already couldn't take
I
him
hate
seriously
that guy.
because he reminds me of Dr. Eggman from Sonic.
He does.
But like after this, it's like it's impossible to take him seriously.
Yeah, he's done for.
Because like I know we talked about it last week. We kind of disagreed. You said that Toppo's going to be a pretty big.
I think he will.
But like after seeing him and Goku fight each other, and like Goku after he transforms just mopped the floor with them, like I have no desire to see him fight again.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've had my fill of him. I don't need it personally, but it's there. Whatever, we're gonna get it. We'll move past it.
Yep. So 17 interrupts them transforming, and then they do the entire thing again.
And honestly,
Just as big of a spectacle, and both of us skipped it.
yeah, like
We realized really quickly what was going on.
it was going to be the exact same thing over again. So I'm not going to sit there and watch. It's seriously like 45 seconds of that. And that's way too long for me to watch over again.
Yep.
After watching it, like that terrible spectacle the first time. So they finally get through and they look crazy. And then one of them is like, "Oh, they're real beautiful." And Krillin makes an astute observation saying they were much cuter before the transformation.
Yeah.
And Whis is like, "Well, to each their own, and to each universe their own as well." So
trying to
trying to what?
find what their transformed names were.
Ribrianne.
Yeah, so when they let him transform, and Brienne de Chateau transforms into Ribrianne. What's her name? Surosa transforms into Rosie, and Sankaku transforms into Kakunsa. And apparently they're taken very seriously because by the other teammates in their universe, and one of them is the Yardradian.
Those are the mains. Like, that's their main three.
Yeah, they're the main three because even when they're being addressed by their teammates, they're calling them Sama.
Yeah.
Because they called him like Sankakun Sama or something like that. So yeah, they're definitely taken seriously, which is a joke because this universe is just awful.
It's pretty rough.
And aren't they? And they're. Oh, you know what? It makes perfect sense. Their twin
Is
Pride Troopers.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
That's
Universe
super funny.
2 and Universe 11.
That's true. I forgot about that.
So
Ugh,
you
gross.
have the Super Sentai now with the Justice and the Super Sentai with the love.
Gross. I hate it.
Yeah, I'd much rather deal with
Neither of them.
well, I'd rather deal with the Justice. I was going to say the Justice League.
I'd rather deal with the Ginyu Force over again.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So they let them transform, and then the fight starts. First one is Vegeta and Ribrianne, which is basically an extended version of what
the opening credits.
Yeah.
And that's all for that. Honestly, they don't fight ever again throughout the episode.
Yeah, she moves on from that pretty quickly.
Sakakun.
Yeah, fights against 17 and... Okay, so I know how in the beginning of this episode we said it was all being recorded on Sunday at like 4:30. Well, it is now Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. And basically what happened is right when this just cut off and you got that little piece of time travel music, Mason had to go because Mason had to go. So now I am here by myself, but not by myself. I have Julie with me, my wife.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
I'm good.
Do you like golf?
It's infuriating.
She downloaded Golf Clash on her phone, a game that I had been addicted to for a good couple months, and then I just quit it cold turkey, and now you're addicted to it.
Mm-hmm. That and Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. I suck at Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
I'm playing tennis on my phone now. I'm addicted to that. Yeah, so Mason's not here. We're going to finish this rest of this episode up kind of casually, more casually than normal, just with a lot less vulgarity and, Mason.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll kind of breeze through the last 10, 15 minutes of this episode, and we'll just make it work. We're kind of calling it audible here.
Mm-hmm. Playing it by ear.
Playing it by ear. Speaking of audibles, football, we only need one more person to join our fantasy league, and we're good.
I thought we were full.
We're full. We just have to have Kayla actually sign up.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's actually accepted their team except her.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's because I don't have any of her information.
Oh, okay.
So Mason, if you're listening, which I know you're not, get her email address for me, okay? Thanks. Okay, so where we left off was Vegeta and Piccolo, 17 and Goku all fighting those Sailor Moon looking women, which this entire episode kind of felt like a tongue-in-cheek joke. The whole transformation's taking forever, 17 actually trying to interrupt it, which is something that most Dragon Ball fans complain about. Why do you let the people transform? Just attack them while they're in the middle of transforming. Somebody finally does it, and he gets yelled at for it. Mm-hmm. But, so the rest of this episode is basically 17 fighting against Sanka, I think her name is. Yeah, Sanka. And her form is basically a wild animal. She bites people, she scratches people, and she's really, really fast. She starts beating the crap out of 17, or at least it looks like it. And then when she's about to go in for the killing blow, well, not killing blow because that would get you disqualified, but the knockout blow, 17 puts up his energy barrier and reveals that he was only pretending to be weak to lure her in. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Playing her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's playing her like a real slut. Do they play sluts?
I don't think so.
No?
Yeah. He's a player.
He was hustling her. That's
what
probably what I'm looking for. He was hustling her.
Have you ever seen that movie, White Man Can't Jump?
Yeah, with Wesley Snipes?
Yeah. Like
and
that.
Woody Harrelson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hustling.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like our cat. Our cat's partially white and mostly black. Hang on,
But she's got hops, too.
Let's see what she has to say.
Oh, dear.
What'd you think about this episode?
Thank you.
What'd you think? Now you won't talk, really? There we go. Hi, Kitty.
Hey, kitty.
What do you want to say to our listeners? Good talk. Bye, Kitty.
She's got hops.
Like Woody Harrelson.
Mm-hmm. Hustling.
Hustling cat. Mm-hmm. So speaking of hustling cats, Android 17 hustled this girl. She's about to go in for the killing blow, and he puts up an energy barrier to keep her from attacking, and then uses the energy barrier like a top to spin her around and throw her up in the air. And he kind of has this cool moment where he teleports right by her, just says later, and then kicks her right in the back to bring her out. But this flying person creature saves her before she goes out of bounds. And then we have this really kind of awkward scene where they're thanking. You remember that? Where they're thanking each other?
Yeah, they were like overly loving.
Yeah. Well, their universe is the universe of love.
Love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can tell.
They have, so, just going to explain it. There are 12? Yeah, there are 12 universes in total. Ours is the 7th. Mm-hmm. And each universe has its twin. So the 7th universe and the 6th universe are twins because their numbers add up to 13. So any universe that their counterpart adds up to the number 13, that's
So
their
like
twin
8
universe.
and 5.
Yes.
9. Oh.
So universe 2's twin is universe 11.
Interesting.
Universe 11 has this weird fetish about justice. Mm-hmm. So they're those Power Ranger looking dudes I was telling you about.
Yeah, with the round shaped head.
Yeah, they're the Pride Troopers. They're warriors of justice, like Power Rangers, basically.
Gotcha.
They have this weird fetish about justice, just like their twin universe, Universe 2, has this weird fetish about love. Mm-hmm. That's kind of their thing.
Gotcha.
Except this Universe 2 doesn't seem anywhere near as powerful as Universe 11 does. Universe 11...
He shut that down quick.
Universe 11 has that guy, that alien-looking guy, who stopped Kale from going berserk.
Yeah.
With one blow when Goku couldn't use a Kamehameha. She just walked through it and grabbed him in the face, remember?
Goku-san.
Son of Goku!
That's so Son Goku. She was not happy.
No, she was not. But you know what? The next week, she learned to control it. She transformed again, and it was all good. Mm-hmm. But, where was I?
We're talking about the different universes.
Oh, yeah. So we had this really awkward scene where they're just thanking each other and like, no, I should be thanking you. No, I should be thanking you.
We're totally BFFs now.
We just love each other so much. And then,
they're totally making fun of Sailor Moon.
Pretty much. So 17 was hit by Sanka after she got saved by the winged person. Can't remember her name. Let me see if I can find her name. Don't care. And we pan over to him, and he's kind of laying down like Lucas does. Mm-hmm. Just flat on his back with his spread eagle, just looking blankly up into the air. Mm-hmm. And his sister, 18, comes over, asks if he's having a hard time. He goes, no, I just... I started thinking about the animals on the island that he protects. Yeah. And I got a little distracted, but now it's time to get serious. And he gets up, beats the crap out of the winged girl, knocks her out first, and then he's about to take out Sanka when Ribrianne tries to interrupt him. Mm-hmm. And Sanka's like, no, I got this. I have to avenge what's-her-name for being beat by this guy.
Winged girl.
Yeah. And Ribrianne's like, it's okay.
Love is on your side.
Yeah, love is on your side because we're maidens. Ha, peace. And then runs away. And then she thinks she can take 17. And 17 just beats the crap out of her. Like a flying knee to the face. And then he does this cool technique where he throws a giant energy ball into the air. Oh, and then he uses it as footing instead of an attack. And even one of the Supreme Kais was wondering like if that was even allowed in the rules. And there's this cute little scene where the Zenos do like a safe signal.
Yeah. Like allowed.
Yeah. Like, so yeah, apparently now you can launch Ki Blasts into the sky and stand on them. And the reason they were saying that was against the rules is because in this tournament you can't fly. Flying is against the rules.
Oh, but he technically wasn't flying.
Right, unless flying is natural, like you have wings, you can fly.
Oh, okay.
They can't use energy-based flying. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's standing on that, and Sanka's flying at him, thinking that she's got him, and he just blasts the hell out of her and knocks her out. She's done. Mm-hmm. And then after that, 17 comes floating down. Goku compliments him, saying, "Oh, I didn't know you had that technique. You didn't use that when we fought on the island. I guess you were hiding stuff too. Ha ha ha! Classic Goku stuff." Mm-hmm. And then Ribrianne shows up. I love Goku.
I know, I like him. He's such a tool.
And then Ribrianne shows up, and she's like trembling. She's so furious that 17 knocked out one of her maidens. Like, she has flames in her eyes and everything. Mm-hmm. And that's where the episode ends. So it seems like it's going to be a collision course with 17 and Ribrianne. Which, cool, I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know. 17's cool. All the moments we've gotten with him so far have been really kind of badass.
Yeah, I like how he's pretty, like, laid back about it.
He's super laid back.
He's like, eh.
Yeah. What'd you think of the episode? From what you remember, what did you think?
I liked it. I like those little Zeno guys.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to watch Sailor Moon when we were kids, so it was kind of funny to see them kind of throw that in there, sprinkle that in there.
I'm terrified that when we get to the English dub, that they're gonna butcher Zeno's voices.
Oh yeah, because they're super cute.
They're adorable.
They are super cute. That's like one of my favorite parts. I've seen them in another episode, but they're really cute.
Yeah.
They're little.
Do you have a high from this episode?
I liked it when they were transforming, I think the first time, and the little Zenos were like totally geeking out, like, oh my god. It was adorable.
Did you have a part that you really didn't like?
A part that I didn't like? Well, I can't say that I didn't like it, but when was it? I think when they were talking about how ugly they are now. They're like, oh.
Oh, they're talking about
the cute maiden,
the beauty,
yeah,
and
the
then
beauty.
Krillin says something like, "I thought they were cuter before they transformed,"
yeah.
and then
and the
we said, to each their own.
Yeah, to each their own.
Because like some of them were like they panned around all the different universes, and some of them were like,
oh yeah, look at that,
enamored.
honey.
Yeah, and the other ones are like,
yeah. Woof.
Woof. Okay. My high was 17 laying on his back, spread eagle, just like, this is my life now. And if I had to come up with a low, I would say the Sailor Moon joke. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even a Sailor Moon joke. It was more like a Dragon Ball, like, poking fun at itself. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, all these transformations, and they take forever. Mm-hmm. Like, it got interrupted, so they did the entire sequence over again. From the start. They didn't cut any of it out.
No, they didn't.
And the God of Destruction for Universe 2, the Egyptian-looking lady.
Oh, yeah.
They reused her animation where she was, like, pointing at him, like, 30 times. The exact same animation. They would just put different lines in there.
Yeah, she was like talking, like describing them or something.
Behold, beauty, behold, maidens, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That would probably be my low.
Yeah, I guess my low would be when they were like, the overly like, oh my god, thank you so much. You saved my life. It's like, oh my god, is this really necessary?
They were talking about like a maiden's fire or something like that.
Yeah.
Or there was some weird...
It's like, oh dear.
Yeah, there was some weird stuff.
Innuendo going on there.
Yeah. At least Master Roshi wasn't pervy. At least he worked on his issues.
He looks like your typical perv.
Otherwise, that would have been a really uncomfortable
episode. If there's like a mugshot of like a pervy guy, that would be him.
Especially with those glasses. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So that's it for the episode. I liked it for the most part. It was probably my least favorite episode from the tournament so far, but we're only like 4 episodes in. Yeah, so let us know what you think, if you guys have high-lows or any feedback that you want to give. I know some of you have already left some feedback, which we will get to in next week's episode. Yeah, so that's it. We'll be back next week to cover episodes 103 and 29. Like the show on Facebook. Just search Universe 7, a Dragon Ball podcast. Shoot us an email, universe7pod@gmail.com. And yeah, any way you get a hold of us, we really love to have these conversations with you guys. We've had a lot of comments lately, and it's just kind of nice to have it back and forth. So thank you for helping me.
Yeah, if you're interested in hearing more of my useless input, let us know. If not, I don't care.
Yeah, what she said. Or what my cat said. My cat right now is licking its paw about 4 or 5 feet away from us. And you know what she's saying? I don't give a
Naughty kitty.
Naughty, naughty, naughty kitty. It's a bad, bad kitty.
It's a bad kitty.
So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for being patient as we get another episode out late again. We started on time.
Yeah.
But this one was all on me. I just kind of kept pushing it off. So we'll be back. The plan is on Sunday to record again. And if all things go well, we'll have it on Sunday too instead of Tuesday like we normally do. So thank you guys for listening. Have a great week. Stay safe. And until next time.
Adios.
It ain't no joke, I'd like to buy the world a token and teach the world to sing it. Perfect harmony and teach the world to snuff the fires and the lawyers. Hey, I know it's just a song, but it's not for the recipe. This is a love attack. I know it out, but it's back. It's just like any fat. It retracts before impact. And just like fashion, it's a passion for the wicked and hip. If you got the goods, they'll come and buy it just to stay in the click. So don't delay, act now. Supplies are running out. Allow it, you're still alive. 6 to 8 years to alive. And if you follow them, maybe out tomorrow. But if the offers shine, and you might as well be walking on the sun. 25 years ago, they spoke out and they broke out of recession and oppression, and together they toast and they folk out with guitars around a bonfire, just singing and clapping. Man, what the hell happened? And some were spellbound, some were hellbound, some they fell down, and some got back up and fought back against the meltdown. And their kids were hippie kids, so in the cribs, because fashion is national true meaning of it. With the tears because our baby's life has been revoked. The bond is blown, got some choke up and focus on the close up. It's the wheels that carry reform. No God like hocus pocus, so don't sit back, kick back and watch the world get pushed. Rap music in your neighborhood is under attack. Put away the crack before the crack put you away. You need to be there when your baby's old enough to relate. You're an all-star, get your game on, go ready. Hey now, if you're still alive, 6 to 8 years you love. Years start coming and they don't stop running. Might as well be walking on the sun. It's a cool place, and they say it gets colder. I never told you. So look up now, wait till you get older. It's a cool place, and they say it gets colder. I never told you. So look up now, wait till you get older. Walking on the sun.